Hello everyone, I'm Mike the Hobbyist. Welcome to part 2 of the Nissan Sentra series, where we're going to install the catalytic converter and then put the rest of the car back together. Alright, so I've got the new parts here. As you can see, I already installed the O2 sensor, torqued it to 31 foot-pounds as per the Denso manufacturer specifications. We've got our new seals. This is for the rear. It just slides in over the back of it like that. And then the front one actually goes on the manifold side. So we'll install that in just a second. And then we'll get this slid underneath the car and start working on installing it. Alright, so here we are underneath the car. So what you're looking at is the exhaust manifold where the catalytic converter comes up. We've got our seal right here, and they're not too hard to install. You can install them by hand, don't need any special tools. And you just kind of press it in there, make sure it's nice and even. And as long as you can spin it, you're good. So let's go ahead and shove this catalytic converter underneath here and start working on getting it installed. Alright guys, so we got the rest of the catalytic converter installed, which means getting the bolts in. We're a little complicated, not gonna lie, but we did get them in. Also got the cross member in, and then after we did all that, we got the O2 sensor plugged in. Right here is where it is. Really wasn't that bad. And we got these front bolts in. They gave us the most trouble out of all of them, just because of where they're positioned. But once you get them in, I would start these first, honestly, because the way you have to get to them, this shroud and the converter get in the way. So getting to these first before you do the rest of it is pretty important. So now that we got all this tightened down, let's work on the rest of the car, get it down on the ground. Alrighty, so now that we've got the car on the ground, what we're going to do is we're going to start shifting our focus on the other parts that are laying over here. So you want to start getting those together, but first we got to install this guy. Alright, so now that we've got the O2 sensor in, we're going to take this shroud right here. As you notice, this is where the top is. This is where the bottom is. It's going to go on the back of your manifold like this. So we're going to take it, we're going to position it over the, actually I had this backwards. So we're going to position this over the O2 sensor, move this wire out of the way. We're going to put it in, and then this little clip right here is what holds the wire off the exhaust. So we're going to put that in first, and then we're just going to slide this back on, and then we're going to take these bolts and we're going to get it installed, and then we'll pick up after I get this back. Have fun. Alright, so now that we've got the shroud in place and the bolts tightened down, now we got to move over to the intake. Before we install it, we need to take a look down in the intake ports and see dirt. So we're going to clean this out the best we can. Try not to push it down further in there. If you have to, get some air, like an air can or something, blow this stuff out. Just to make sure your valves aren't open. And then with that cleaned out, what we're going to do is we're going to take these bolts out and go get the intake and put the intake in. Alright, so now that we've got the intake in, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the throttle body and the other bit of the intake installed, as well as connect the rest of the connectors. I've already started on it. There's a few hoses down underneath here that we need to get in once we get the throttle body in, and then we'll get to installing the hood and then see if it runs. So now we've got the intake cover on, got everything connected, got the battery in. Make sure you do that last because you don't want to mess anything up. Give it a once over. That way you don't miss any hoses like I did, you know, when I went to start the car and I didn't want to run. So make sure you have all your vacuum lines connected. Make sure you have all your plugs connected. There's this little line back here, he hides. There's a line back here too, it hides. Make sure you get those two, don't forget about them. And then to get everything in, battery in, and then we'll start the car. And then, okay, so it's been about a week since we put the car back together. It's been drove around quite frequently. It's been turned on, turned off, drove at different speeds. So we're gonna go grab our code reader, plug it in, check the codes, see what has and hasn't gone away, if there's stuff still there, and see if the problem is indeed fixed. Alright, so we've got the code reader all set up and inside the car. So we're going to take a look at the diagnostic codes now that we've run the engine and the computer's been able to do some tests. So we're going to go to diagnostic codes and we're going to read specifically the OBD1 and EOBD codes. Okay, so here's the codes that we're pulling from the computer, and as you can see, no more low efficiency codes. This misfire was probably from when I didn't have all of the vacuum lines connected, so I'm going to dismiss that one, and now all we have to do is fix the evaporative emission system leak, which is probably from the lack of a gas cap that I mentioned in part 1. So now we have confirmed that we have fixed the low efficiency issue, and now the car should be good as far as emissions goes. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I had a great time making it, and I hope you guys had a great time watching. Be sure to like if you liked the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And make sure you guys stay tuned because I've got more projects headed your way. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.